Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mortal Empires. Last time we took Lamia and Angrund, and right now the massive reserves of money that you always tend to build up as the dwarves we're being spent to upgrade the Karazhan core. That's odd. Yeah, it gets a lot of money to build dwarven buildings, honestly, relative to a lot of other races, but dwarves also make absolutely ridiculous amounts of money, because they're the only faction that can get tier 4 resource and production buildings, as far as I'm aware. Granted, I don't play orcs much, but still. So, why did it say resource gained dwarf beer? I have loads of dwarf beer. Whatever. Still, working on 8 peaks is going to take a while, simply on the grounds of, well, dwarf growth. It's just dwarf growth. I'm sorry, but dwarf growth sucks. It's just bad. Also, it looks like I get another card of Thunderers and lose a card of Miners along with gaining that Grudge Thrower and Organ Gun. But the Thunderers turn back into Miners here in return for me getting Hammerers. Which is weird. Something I noticed in between episodes with 8 Peaks. I did do all these things, right? Alright, good. You may be wondering why I'm fortifying over here. There is a reason for that. It's one that greatly annoys me, but there's a reason. Unfortunately, we're going to have to open this episode with an end turn.
Thirsts for war.
Okay, I don't care about you. Yeah, I don't like having to open it with an intern any more than you guys like watching an intern, but I've had an overflow otherwise. Probably should have actually tried to maybe open this episode with Angrund. That might have made a better viewing, honestly. Oh well, hindsight is 2020. I do like that Gelt has his mask. It doesn't really look gold, honestly, but I'm not actually sure how much gold it is. It's supposed to be a gold mask, but I'm not sure how much gold it is, because on one hand, Gelt is a metal wizard, and those tend to be pretty good with gold. They're the enchanters, and they tend to be really good against armored opponents, because, well, suddenly your armor is molten slag, tends to hurt people. You know, just a bit. Just a bit. Looks like Lothar is still doing its work. At least we got some population surpluses. Are either of them... Blightwater's 4, that could do something interesting. I don't remember if Blightwater has a tier 4 or not, though. Something to give a think to. The Silver Host is trying to do things. I do not think the Silver Host is actually going to be able to do things. I actually should check how many settlements they have left. If wiping out Maroc takes them, that'd be pretty amusing. And Tempelhof is doing things. I really need to get on suppressing them. If I could catch one of their armies out in the field, I'd like to show off Iron Drakes. Iron Drakes are very good anti-undead units. Because they're basically flamethrowers. And what do flamethrowers do to mass unarmored targets? Hint. It starts with B and ends with Utcher. Clan Skyer is doing things. Honestly, I'm at the point where I could probably take Skaven Blight. And I wouldn't mind taking Skaven Blight in all honesty.
Yes.
Oh nice, Brock got Pathfinder. And he got Engineer. Engineer is good. That's not a very good one. Really, a lot of the income ones aren't very good because you never want your armies in your own provinces much. You want them marching around and killing things for you. I think I'll keep Lamy at just the tier 2 gate. That should be enough for quite a while.
Lunds air.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have Belegar. Oh! Belegar can actually hop straight from Angrund to here. Nice!
Lord of the Angrund.
That's really helpful. I'm glad I noticed that. That's legitimately very, very helpful.
If you dare.
Oh hey, Kun Dragon Slayer. You maxed out increased mobility, you have standardized firing drill. Let's get you triangulation. I consider that more valuable than requisition.
For the wisdom of Valea. For the wisdom of Valea.
Normal stance, attack.
The clan demands war.
Continue siege.
Aye.
Normal stance. Move in next to them.
For the ancestors.
Attack. Okay, yeah, that auto resolve is going to kill less of my troops than I would get killed, so... Yeah. Look at that. I lost 166 dwarfs. That's a lot less than I would have lost otherwise. Because towers are assholes, and I'm not very good at dealing with them. Vampire Hunter! No servant of the Midnight Aristocracy dare stand against the Veteran Slayer. How ironic, given that there's no actual Slayer rank for vampires. I should probably actually explain that a bit more. Slayers in the fluff have ranks, as it were, because the job of Slayers is to go out, fight as hard as they can, and die. Some Slayers, though, are very, very good at fighting. You start off trying to hunt trolls as a Slayer. You know, the regenerating masses of bile, vomit, and agony.
Summon me if you dare.
That's what you start with. Pretty simple, right? Well, if trolls can't kill you after a while, you move up and you become a giant slayer. And you're hunting, you know, 20, 30 feet of incestuous inbred fat with a hell of a lot of muscle and a stink so bad that one of their attacks on tabletop, when you rolled a 6, would instantly kill the target by stuffing it down their pants. I'm not exaggerating, that is actually a thing that was on Tabletop Warhammer. Tabletop Warhammer could be very, very silly. Also, I'm going to declare war on Tempelhof.
Dwarves? Should I animate your ancestors and have them hack off your beards?
Grudge!
It is time.
But yeah, that was actually something that could happen on Tabletop, and I still find it amusing that that was a thing.
One rug.
But some dwarves, they can't get...
As the High King commands.
They can't even get that far. No, giants can't kill them. They've killed a bunch of them. Even the bone grinder giants, who I know are so large that they literally will kill units by walking by them, the thunder stomp rule, will die by their axes. So after that, you progress to trying to hunt dragons. Giant, massive fire, scale, and on the tabletop, the oldest level of dragon, Emperor Dragons, actually is the only creature to have a straight 10 stat line. Which is astonishing. Granted, they're not worth the points cost, but they'll kill anything you point it at. Efficiently and effectively. Well, not efficiently. I did say they weren't worth their points cost. Yeah. And if that fails, they hunt daemons. They just run into the Chaos Wastes and start trying to kill as many daemons as they can. There's only one known Slayer that's actually gotten past that. Gotrek Gurnison, the worst Slayer, bearer of one of the Axes of Grimnir. His fate is unknown. Presumed to be either still fighting in the warp, killing daemons continuously while lamenting his terrible luck, or, and this is a theorized one, holding one of the warp gates in the north open for Grugni. Because Grugni is holding one of the warp gates in the north, one that could just burst open and spill daemons out. And does in fact burst open and spill daemons out continuously, by essentially just going, I am a living deity, I am going to kill all the things. Some people theorize that Gotrek is there and, well, giving the god a break. Which would say something about how bad a Slayer he is, because the job of a Slayer is to die. He doesn't die, he just kills. So if you heard something a bit odd there, some of my cables got tangled. Oh, good. Desolation of Nagash is a 4, and Eastern Badlands has a 1. I don't think the Eastern Badlands is going to do anything, but Desolation of Nagash might get me a tier 4. That'd be nice. You can always use better settlements, because settlements actually make you money as the dwarves. And it's always good to have more money. I believe I already discussed Tall with this guy. Honestly, I'm not sure why he only has 2 spells. I'm gonna chalk that up to game mechanics. Because usually they don't... Because usually at rank 17, they at least have 3 or 4 spells. I mean, really? 17 ranks in, you haven't done anything? Is that just a completely campaign map wizard? Could actually be a completely campaign map wizard. That'd be interesting. Interesting. Looks like Talabecland is helping fight off not Ostland. Ostermark. Ostland is Bull, Ostermark is Hourglass. Easy to get mixed up because they both start with Ost. Alright. Crocodrock still alive, as expected. To no one's surprise. I'm also not surprised that the AI hasn't managed to take Crocodrock itself. Dwarven holds are tough. Ah, Tempelhof moves on Schwarzhofen. It'd actually be interesting to move in there as support. I think I might try and force march myself over there so that I can see if I could actually get an AI support to fight, because that'd be really fun. Playing with the AI on one side, me on the other. Of course, the AI can do some really dumb things, but... yeah. And the Varg are doing anything, and what even is Gerard's errantry army? Alright, Kazi boy. In camp, so you can replenish up. Alright, yeah, you're not going to do anything. Desolation of Nagash, can I get you to do anything? No, you're going to need another 18 turns. Alright. Ah, Thonry Ironbrow did a thing. Where... what was I working on you with? You've got a lot of buffs rolling, actually. I guess I should get you Resolute. Yeah, best bet is probably to hop over here, and then start marching south. Because I do want the Skaven gone. Wiping out their army would make it much easier to take Skaven Blight. Alright. No, let's underway. That way it won't take attrition.
I shall be victorious.
Ah! Looks like Gelt kicked Zelig's arse out. Good job, Balthasar Gelt. Actually, how is Schwarzhofen defensively? It does have a town, so it's probably pretty dead hard. One of the cards of Swordsman got wiped out, though, so the battle was probably pretty hard fought. Here's Franz and his little adventuring party. AI, what are you even doing with that? What are you even doing?
Onward! Welcome, kin. How may the High King serve thee?
You can join my quest to unite the Dawi!
Nuff. Wanrag, you may speak before my shield bearers and on the Oath Stone.
That aversion has gone away. And they've got a much higher tolerance toward me now. Probably because I've been, you know, bribing them heavily. You're much more tolerant of people who give you money. Citation? People like money. Citation? Duh. Alright. Once chaos comes, there will be a nice thing that will help with that.
Never.
You're not taking attrition, but you're also raiding. I'm going to look at the silver what's it. Yeah, the silver host. They actually have a settlement still. Right there. Ah, and as an awakened battlefield. Lovely. Everyone loves fighting those. Oh, and they have a blasphemous bulwark. Well, screw you too. Well, not much left to do. But in the turn, and hope, basically.
What?
Yep. Pity, we're not going to be able to see what these do in open field battle, because things like organ guns are a lot better to use in open field battle than an actual battle. Ditto Iron Drakes, they're kind of useless in a siege. In the turn. Hopefully I'll at least be able to get one battle in this episode. There are all those undead, and there are the Skaven that I'm moving towards as quickly as I can, simply on the principle of wiping out the Skaven, because I am a dwarf. Dwarves and Skaven do not get along. It'd be interesting fighting them as the dwarves, though. As the lizard man, my method for fighting the Skaven was to play very aggressively and just shatter them. I think it might be more like waves crashing upon a wall against the dwarves. They just charge in, and you have to figure out a way to bust them down. That's going to be annoying. Interesting, but annoying. The two are, after all, not mutually exclusive. Alright. I just want to demolish the Oak of Ages to show you guys, well, the unique building there, because normally, in Total War Warhammer 1, you couldn't do this, but in Mortal Empires, if you take out the Oak of Ages, you can actually capture it, instead of just raise it to the ground. You get a unique building off of it. It's basically, you have made the Oak of Ages your bitch. But I don't actually know what it does. I know it exists, but I do not actually know what it does. So it's going to be quite interesting, really. And of course, we have an empire at war. Yep. Jade Wizards are pretty useful. Mostly because they're massive amounts of healing. Healing is pretty much good for every group. Light Wizards are not too useful from when I remember them in 1, but I have not used them in 2. That being said, Light Wizards are very good against the undead because their special lore ability is to cause mass leadership loss to the undead whenever they cast a spell. Like how, for example, there's the whole metal shifting thing for metal wizards where they can get more AP damage for the whole army while they cast. That sort of thing. Really, generally it's... They've changed a lot of Magic in 2. And I haven't played with it too much because I'm not much of a mage guy. I liked playing the dwarves. And dwarven and mage equivalents are runesmiths, who are not using any sort of lore of magic whatsoever. I believe I went into that earlier. That being said, I did learn something interesting. Specifically that apparently there's a chaos dwarf who figured out how to turn himself into an animate statue via magic. His issue with the chaos dwarfs that, well, they figured out how to cast magic, it also turns dwarves into stone. So this dwarf basically, chaos dwarf had basically figured out how to turn himself into an animate statue with it. So he's still turning into stone, but it's actually an upgrade. Oh wow, Obskite actually got his ass kicked out by Lucini. I might not be fighting the Skaven too much then, damn. Again, there's 3 cards of Death Runners there. Make that 1 card of Death Runners. The Doom Wheels are gonna hurt. I still haven't figured out how to fight Doom Wheels with anything short of the Lizard Men, and the Lizard Men... Ah! Surtha Ek, the Lord of Chariots! He's here! He's here! The Lord of Chariots is here! Crag Gundadrak.
The throng is mustered.
Move up and start screwing over Surtha Ek, the Lord of Chariots from Total War Warhammer 1. Not actually in a chariot this time. Did they patch that out for Mortal Empires? And if so, that's dicks. No, it's going to be 11 more turns before I can actually upgrade Barakvar. Okay. Lamia, get the Monument of Grimnir so you can really start purging that corruption. Angrund doesn't need gates too much. Karagundor, though, needs to spend some money on upgrading this. Let's do 600 more gold a turn, and it'll get me Lord Recruit rank +1 all provinces. Pay for itself in 10 turns.
King of 8 Peaks. Onwards.
If Talea wipes out Skavenblight before I do, that's hilarious. Also, this is the special uniques for Skavenblight. The Shattered Tower, which actually has some mildly interesting lore, but I'm not actually familiar enough with it to give you a full description. Basically what happened is that one day a stranger came to Skavenblight, or the city that was Skavenblight, a long time ago, and oh shit, I forgot Talea doesn't have military access, I'm gonna be pissed. Anyway. What happened was that someone came to Skavenblight long ago, and they said, I'll build you a church if you put this big-ass cool bell I have in it. And they went, okay, we want a church. We don't have to pay anything for it. Okay. And the stranger built a church in one night. Not 13 nights and 13 days. Because blah, blah, numerical significance, blah, blah. This is really fast for one person building an entire church, and when the bell rang, everyone turned into rat people. Because magic. This is the other unique for Skavenblight, the Council Chamber of the 13. The Council of 13 is basically the Skaven's closest equivalent of a ruling body. It's pretty good, as you can see. Yeah, that's all I got. Like, there's not much more to say about it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Time for a reckoning.
Next turn, all of my infantry units will have +5 armor, which will be very helpful indeed. It's really good for your units to just have more armor. Plus, this will buff my garrison troops like miners and warriors. Dragonhof is a full 20 at their garrison. I don't want to touch that. Yeah, look at that. That's gonna hurt.
Time for a reckoning.
Tempelhof's garrison is 18. Much less dangerous. On the other hand, they also have...
Never.
Oh, just some weirdo.
The nation calls.
Let's have the Empire attack Tempelhof, and I'll move in and start raiding next to it.
Strong agrees. Move.
Raiding disables attrition, so that'll help. And, oh, ball sacks.
By the Torchbearer's will. Got then.
Alright, hide in my own territory. Next turn, I'll start raiding Tempelhof. Doing that will get me a little more money, and of course has all those other lovely benefits. Ah, and Talabecklid and Weissenland stop trying to murder each other. Good job! Good job, you're no longer trying to murder each other.
Cease. Asinine mortal. Do not.
You wish the wrath of the Norse tribes.
Right, he doesn't actually say, beyond your comprehension, anymore. I think Cirtha Ek always having a chariot to mount was added in the Norska patch, actually, and they haven't added Norska to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires. This isn't out of, like, them not wanting to do it or them wanting you to rebuy it or anything, mind. It's just that apparently it's a bunch of kludge code for Total War Warhammer 1. So, it's having some issues with actually being ported over. Which is kind of annoying, but I can understand it. It also means I don't have to try and figure out how to deal with war mammoths. Those things are ridiculous and have ridiculous amounts of health. The dwarves themselves are moving in. Oh! Where's Agazon Spleen Ripper now? Lovely! Lovely! And he seems to think he can take Angrund. Lovely! Just lovely. Sorry. I had a bit of a cough. You know, you could do something interesting I can comment on. That'd be nice. That'd be real nice. Leonard Latar must be getting very familiar with Athel Lorne, because he just keeps running around in it over and over and over. Still, it's going to be interesting to see if, you know, actually get attacked by Wurzag and Angrund, because that could be a fun fight. I'd probably sally out, because otherwise the AI would just wipe him out for me, trying to be friendly instead of making a good video, because the AI is meant to help you, not help you make good videos. Even if I would love to play a Siege of the Defense, that's one of my favorite things to do. Just really fun. Okay, really? 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 Okay, no. Fuck you, I'm fighting this. I have quarrelers and you have great weapons. We're gonna have a fight and it's gonna be a tiny fight and I'm gonna win this tiny fight. Also, that advisor is important in Total War Warhammer 1. Those of you who have played 1 know why. Those of you who haven't, I'll keep my app shut. But yeah, I'm probably going to just let my mainline troops hold the line against their lord while my quarrelers turn their great weapon Graveguard into paste. Because quarrelers are actually really good. Of course, it's honestly kind of interesting to be in the situation where I have the lower quality troops. Because while Dwarf Warriors are good, they'll still lose against Graveguard quite handily. And I don't have a Lord. This is really quite an interesting way for the AI to try and screw me over. Normally I'd focus my quarrelers on the Lord, but I have no trust in my front line to actually be able to hold.
Kill the Earth splitters! Quarrelers!
Oh.
Yes!
Not going to be much finesse here.
Rage far, rage fast!
Ah. No. 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 Excuse me, what? Sometimes I swear, this mouse. There we go. That way I'll have a bit of time to open fire.
Quarrelers!
Yeah, my plans are basically to turn that unit of Graveguard with great weapons into a pile of pus via the method of rain down quarrels.
They have wronged us. Kazook! Honors! Let the vengeance begin! Dwarf warriors! Honors!
Right, because you're missing another bonus.
Valea, bless our aim! Aye!
Blink. Ah, he's wasting his heck early. And also, using your spells as early as possible is actually probably a pretty good idea for him, so. Seems like that unit of Graveguard with great weapons is pretty badly mauled at this point.
Miners! Dwarf warriors! Yes! For the ancestor gods! Come on! Quarrelers! War and vengeance! Charge! Move! Plow through!
If I can wipe out this unit of Graveguard with great weapons while my warriors tie down the other troops, I could probably slam this side into this side, but oh good god, they are butchering these miners. This is why miners are not very good.
Quarrelers! Withdraw!
Okay, the Graveguard here have basically been evaporated. Crap. No, pause. No, don't pause, actually.
Quarrelers! Put those dwarf legs!
Pull back.
It is a reckoning! Aye, as you command!
Shoot them, you absolute wally.
For the ancestor gods!
It's like 6 Graveguard there.
Withdraw! Miners!
Hopefully the warriors will be able to hold longer.
Down we are ready!
Damn it, the entire quarreler formation there decided to go stupid. Yeah, the warriors are holding a lot better than miners, to the surprise of absolutely nobody.
Miners!
You guys dense up before you slam in, please.
Warriors! Miners!
Now slam in!
Castle! Reach fast! Warriors!
Alright, these crypt ghouls are really shot up. Looks like they're starting to have issues with leadership and crumbling. That's good. The crypt ghouls have basically been evaporated.
For the High King! Plans will shoot us! Miners!
A little bit of surrounding can't hurt. Me, that is.
Pull out!
Oh, looks like their lord decided to be stupid and run off chasing one of the other groups. Nice.
Satisfy the roach!
You shoot the lord. You keep pounding those grave guard.
Warriors! Do not shame your ancestors for the High King! Come on! Shoot the wizards!
Okay, wipe out these grave guard quickly, then I can tar pit this guy with my warriors instead of someone else.
Send them back to grass!
Oh, you can shoot! You can shoot!
For the ancestors!
Turn around, fill them full of arrows. Squirrels, actually.
Joey John! Wolf warriors! Go! Plow through!
Pull back!
We are relentless! For the High King!
Pull back! Keep him moving, keep him... The more arrows I spend shooting him up, the less arrows I'm going to spend, you know, accidentally fellow Dawi. You stop firing. I don't want that.
Attack the axe! Stop!
Now I just need to hope I can I can slow down the vampire lord enough with my troops that he'll die. He's gonna be trying to get out of it, actually, and... What the shit?
We demand
What are you even thinking, mate? You just keep charging in and then charging out. Are you trying to cycle charge me on foot? Because dude, I'll just tell you right now, cycle charging on foot, bad idea, mate. Not a bad idea putting the shield up like that. He is crumbling and disintegrating. Yeah, well, the AI thought I was going to lose with auto-resolve, so, yeah. Basically what I did was throw away my miners, but they died slowly enough that I didn't get wiped out. If I had had that masterwork armor thing going, I would have probably had them last a little bit longer. Also, if I had gotten the militia training thing, which is +2 melee attack and defense to my warriors and miners. Would have had them causing a couple more kills and taking a couple less losses. Huh. 361, 316 for losses. How amusing. Yeah, you see the issue I had with this. Still, sacrificial troops, always good. Yeah, looking at it, most of my kills were basically just the quarrelers going, "We have crossbows. You've got a face. We don't want you to have a face. We're going to fill it with crossbow quarrels now." Fun fact! Some dwarves will put their grudges on their crossbow bolts, writing them on along the side, writing them on the shaft. You could even, effectively, they're putting their quarrels on their quarrels. Random miscellaneous knowledge! Yay! Long loading times! Yay! Still, if I'd had the Thane, that would have not only got me a hero unit to slow down Pieter himself, but that would have also got me one less card of Miners and 2 cards of Longbeards. Well, I'd also lost the Warriors, but trading from Warriors to Longbeards is just a flat-out upgrade. Actually, Warriors are technically slightly faster, but nobody cares. Still, I don't think the AI expected me to not go auto-resolve there. I think they expected me to, well, die. Wait, that army's outside their that army is outside their castle. That army is outside their castle. I can lure their garrison into an open battle. I can lure their garrison into an open battle. Okay, that's really good. I'm not sure why in the world they've decided to be suddenly retarded, but I'm not going to complain. Oh, Tengokolas! Thank you. Money. Money and upkeep reduction. Defenses.
Iron hammer.
Hop!
Onwards!
I had planned to declare war on Clan Skyr.
Take the offer, Nufa, or I will destroy you.
Kazakan! Kazakit! Ha!
I stand defiant.
Let's see if they're dumb enough to try and attack me. If I try and relieve the siege on Skavenblight, they'll likely have some interesting results, honestly. Do they really only have 14 troops? No, they seem to have lost a lot somewhere.
The nation calls. The Empire...
If Talea actually manages to wipe out Skavenblight, that would be hilarious. Wow, that's really good. Like, that's really good. Wow. So, let's see if I wasn't just blind and stupid this time.
For the wisdom of Valea. Fight them.
Okay, this is going to be fun as hell. Like, this is going to be really interesting. You know what? Let's end the episode off here. Next time, we're going to start with a great big fight. I'll get to test out a bunch of toys that are ultimately expendable. And of course, that's always good. Because I haven't really shown off a lot of the Dwarven Arsenal. I don't really like using much of it. I tend to be off very simplistic tactics and just brute force my way through things. Probably doesn't say much good things about my actual skill at this game, but yeah. So, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please put them in the comment section below, or in the threads on Space Spells and Sufficient Velocity that will be linked in the description. And for now, goodbye!